Hi there and welcome to another session of accountancy with me Vishwanath sir for the 11th standard. We are in the process of revision and we are with the chapter Introduction to Accounting. Okay, we now come to what are the users of accounting information where we shall take it from there. When we have users, we classify it into two forms. One is internal users and the other is external users. Internal users are owners, management and employees and workers. Now owners contribute capital in the business and thus they are exposed to the maximum risk. Okay, they are interested in knowing the profit earned or the loss incurred by the business. And the financial statement gives the information about the profit and loss and the financial position of the business. So now the management takes extensive use of accounting information to arrive at the informed decision such as determination of selling, cost, controls and reductions in the new projects, etc. Okay, so that is management for you. Then you have the employees and the workers. The employees and the workers are entitled to bonus at the end of every year. So they are also interested in knowing how the company has fared and what is going to be their future with a particular organization. So they are also interested in knowing the financial statements about how well organization is doing. Okay, so from here these are the internal users, that is the owners, the management and the employees and the workers. Okay, so this is something which we need to know. Now from the internal users we go to the external users. External users are people like banks and financial institutions, investors and potential investors, creditors, government and its authorities, researchers, consumers and public. They all are interested in knowing about the state of a financial organization. Fine. The banks and financial institutions are basically a very essential part of business as they provide loans to business. Naturally, they watch the progress and the performance of the business and they want to know whether their money would be repaid back on time. This is to ensure safety and recovery. Otherwise, you have the classical example of Kingfisher Airlines, which did not pay the loans whichever it had taken, and it also did not pay its employees the salaries. Okay, so this is something which is needed to be taken care of. So they have access to this information and they analyze the accounting information based on this. Then there are the investors. Investors put a fair amount of risk because they are investing into the company and they do not have direct control with the business affairs. They only know how it is faring and they rely a lot on the accounting information. So if the accounting information is there, it is better that they are given this accounting information so that they can deal with them in a way it is available to them. Okay. Then we come to creditors. Creditors are the people who have lent money to the business because the business has purchased raw materials or goods from them on a credit basis. So before they grant credit, it is very essential that the creditors know how much do they really have to grant money, is it safe to grant money, and this is only possible if they get the proper accounting information. And hence they are also they also require to know what is the accounting information. Besides this, there is the government and its authorities, and the government and its authorities is basically concerned with the taxes, to pay the taxes on time to the government authorities like the income tax and the GST tax, which has to be paid to the government because it is a source of revenue to the government, and they will see to it that it is filed on time and paid on time to them. Researchers use accounting information for their research work. They see to it that it is utilized properly and they can derive various analysis and interpretations from it. Then we have the consumers and the public in general. Okay, consumers are the people who buy their goods, and they are basically interested whether the product prices will go down. So you know, it will be beneficial for them. Public, they want to see how the business can contribute to the social aspects, and social aspects, there are many things like employment, patronage of suppliers, and so on. Okay, so the external users, banks and financial institutions, investors and potential investors, creditors, government and its authorities, researchers, consumers, and the public. Okay, so these are the people who are interested in the dealing of the accounting information. From here we come to a very important question: is accounts an art or a science? Now when we talk about this, account is both an art as well as a science, because it's got a certain technique which helps us achieve desired objectives. Accounting is an art of recording, classifying and summarizing financial transaction. It helps us knowing the profitability and the financial position of the business. Any organized knowledge based on certain principles is a science. Accounting is also a science, as it's an organized knowledge based on basic principles. Okay, so this is something which you need to know. So you can tell accounting is both an art as well as a science. Now we come to, from here we shift on to what is known as a systems of accounting. And there are two systems of accounting which we are going to adopt. One is known as a double entry system and the other is known as a single entry system. The double entry system is a system under which both the debit and the credit aspects of accounting are recorded. A transaction has got two aspects, that is the debit and the credit. And at the time of an transaction, one aspect is recorded on the debit side and the other aspect is recorded on the credit side. For example, cash purchases, goods received, and in return cash paid. In this transaction, both the aspects are recorded. Okay, and in return the cash is paid. In the transaction, two aspects are involved. So these two aspects are to be recorded. So in a double entry system, we can tell it is a system which recognizes and records both the aspects of a transaction. That's why it is said to be a very good system, and it is scientific and it is completely based on the accounting system. Okay, let's go through some of the features of the double entry system. Number one, it provides complete information of each and every transaction. Every transaction has to be recorded, okay, in the books of accounts. It also gives you a twofold aspect, because this is the aspect of receiving and the aspect of giving. Both are taken into account. And also the aspect that if one is debited, the other is 100% credited. And since one aspect is debited and the other is credited, the total of the debits should be equal to the credit. Okay, so this from a journal we prepare a ledger. From the ledger we prepare a trial balance, and the trial balance has to tally, because we have to prepare the final accounts from there, which is the trading account, the profit and loss account, and the balance sheet. So all these things have to be shaped up properly, and it has to be executed also properly by the firm, and the results will be there in the making. Okay, so this is the features of double entry system which we discussed, that complete records are maintained. There are twofold aspects. If one aspect is a debit, the other aspect is an automatic credit. Okay, and what is the reason behind this is also very scientific. And since every aspect of a debit has a credit, both the sides have to balance, the debits have to be equal to the credit. It establishes arithmetic accuracy by preparing a trial balance. Okay, so these were the features of a double entry system. I end this session here and come back again with the next session. Thank you so much. This is Vishwanath sir signing off.